morning. Today's September 5th. It's a Thursday, I believe. Shit. Don't give me the line. So today, what I want to talk about, just taking off here out of this rest area. I'm out here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin this morning. At 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm headed out. Got in here late last night. So I think I got a little bit ahead of myself in some of the videos I was starting to put out. And I just make these videos as shit comes to my mind. As it's coming to my head, you know, and I say, you know what, that's something somebody needs to hear. And sometimes I have a bad habit of not organizing my messages like most people do, and I just sometimes get to rambling on. I think what I'd like to do today is I'd like to give you a little taste of what my life used to be like, because it's probably just like yours. And then again, it may not. You may not have nothing in common with me at all, may not understand nothing about what I'm about to talk about. Then this video may not pertain to you. This may not be something you may be interested in. You may be interested in something that has to do with Wall Street, you know, condominiums, who knows. What I want to talk to you about is a little bit of a struggle. And I can give you a taste of the struggle, and you'll know that it's real, because the words that I'm going to say and the feelings that I felt, you know, you really don't know unless you've done that, you know. So, you know, I want to take it back to, I don't want to go back into the time I was incarcerated. I want to talk about when I got out. I want to talk about when I ended up on my own. I came to Kansas on Interstate Compact, and if you don't know what that is, it's where they parole you to another state. You know, I had to wait for another 3 months to get it from Texas to come here to Kansas, okay? So with all that said, you know, I got here and I had a job here. It was at Little Caesars Pizza, and I was working at another fast food place called Hardee's. While I was working those two places, let me tell you, I couldn't afford to eat there. You know, you had to pay so much for your lunch and whatever, and I didn't have the money to do that. So what I would do is, while I was cooking your eggs and bacon biscuits or whatever, you know, I would slip one or two in my pocket, slip a biscuit in my pocket. When I left, that was my food for the day, or at least my lunch. You know, I might have had some ramen noodles at home at the motel room and whatever. Me and my ex-wife, I was staying with her mom and dad. I didn't last very long because they found out I was fucking her in the house, and you know, and so they didn't have to ask me to leave. I knew what time it was as a man. I had to get up and walk out. And I went up the road to a motel on Broadway here in Wichita, Kansas. And I stayed in that motel and went to work. And then I ended up, because of my big mouth being institutionalized, I didn't like the way somebody talked to me one day. So guess what? I found myself out of a job. Same thing at Hardee's, because I had a bad day over there at Little Caesars. I got into it with somebody at Hardee's, and pretty much the same thing. So within a couple of days, I'm out of a job because of my fucked up ass attitude in my mouth. It was my fault, you know, and it was part of that institutionalized shit. You don't let shit slide. It can cost you later. You know, all them rules there. Long story short, I'm scared to death. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know nobody here. You know, I came up to Kansas to try to rescue my brother out of a foster home because we were separated, and now I'm stuck thinking I'm gonna end up sleeping out there in the alley the next couple of days. So that night, I noticed all these commercials that I haven't never noticed before on TV. The commercials, quote, were like this, quote, you need up to $10,000, call this number. And man, I must have turned around and grabbed me a pen and paper, and I wrote down every fucking one. It was like one commercial right after the other. We'll loan you up to $5,000. We'll loan you this. Man, I must have wrote down every number, and I was so ignorant. Never been on my own, never had any teachings. I don't have nothing. GED shit. So I'm calling these people. Hey, I'm calling about the $10,000. They're like, sir, can you tell us about your work history? I said, yeah, I don't have a job right now. And they must have wanted to hang up on me. They're like, sir, we can't help you. I'm like, well, why not? They said, because you don't have a job. If I had a job, I wouldn't need $10,000 and my Ice Cube voice on Friday. You know, that's what I told them. They're like, sorry, sir, we can't help you. I had a friend of mine that I worked with at Little Caesars. I called him up and I asked him if I could stay with him and his roommate for a little while, and they said yeah. That ended up being real disastrous because his roommate then, they was kind of crazy and drew a lot of heat from the law, and here I am on, you know, parole. Long story short, what I will say is this, is within a couple of months, you know, I had got my woman pregnant. While I'm in the middle of being a loser, you know, I done got this woman pregnant. Okay? Wasn't thinking about that. Wasn't thinking about none of that shit. Now, she has to go home with her mom and dad till I can figure out how the fuck I'm going to stand up and be a man and handle this. Meanwhile, I'm out doing all kinds of shit. Stealing cars, breaking in buildings, anything I can do at the risk of being violated. I was struggling so bad, I couldn't ride the bus. I would watch the city bus pass me every day, and I would think, man, I can't wait till I can save up $1. As ignorant as that sounds, to get on that fucking bus and not having to walk to these job interviews. You know, I got a few other jobs here and there while I was doing my bullshit at night. Finally was able to get an apartment and get away from my friend and them and they crazy shit, because what they do is they'll tell you, hey man, you got to do this. Hey motherfucker, you live in here. You asked me for help. You know, they want to throw that shit in your face and, you know, hold it over your head. And I'm not used to living like that. Even when I was locked up, I never put myself in debt with nobody. I didn't have a drug problem. I didn't have a gambling problem. I didn't have those issues when I was incarcerated, because I knew it would put me in a very awkward, disrespectful position, and I was not going to be in that. Now I'm in a disrespectful position out here in the free world, trying to figure out how the fuck I'm going to make it. You know, I got here, needless to say, you know, I ended up getting I got married thinking it was going to make me a better man. It was going to keep me out of trouble. I got married for the wrong reasons. Within a year, I was in a divorce. And I met another chick. Turns out she's one of my best friends today. Her name is Amy. And, you know, me and her went through the struggles of, first, I got, you know, she sold her car. She helped us get a better place. I go over to some people I thought I was cool with, and they knew I was coming because my big, dumb, stupid ass told them, hey, man, look here. I just sold, my girl just sold her car for $2,500. I'm on my way over there to buy that Cutlass from you for $800. Well, guess what happened when I went to get the Cutlass? They said, oh, well, you're on your way from here now? And I'm like, yeah. They said, you just come from there? And I'm like, yeah. And the motherfucker set me up for a robbery. When I get there, it was a setup. I ended up getting robbed. They made it look like they were getting robbed. Well, it was all part of the game. You know, my girl got hit. I got hit with a pistol in the back of the head. They was going to shoot me, but this guy's kids came home and spoiled everything, and they ran off with the money and my girl's food stamps she had. That's when you had paper food stamps back in the day. This is back in the 90s. I was a real skinny ass, malnutrition ass white boy that didn't have shit going for him, didn't even have a pistol. And I was in the world where I was about to get killed. Turns out later, my girl thinks, her parents tell her that I'm involved in that robbery and that she's fucking with the wrong guy. Me and her had only been together a couple months. So what was she to think? So they called the police while I'm over there trying to talk to them dudes, because she's like, well, we need to call the police. I'm like, no, my friend sells drugs out that house. I don't want to get them caught up. I don't want to get them in the middle of something. I'm trying to protect them with my dumb ass. Long story short, here again, with that, I end up coming back. The police are there. They end up arresting me for obstruction of justice, put me in the back of the car, asked me a bunch of questions that I refused to answer, so that's why they charged me with obstruction of justice, by the way. And then they turn around and tell me that, do you not know that somebody had just got killed over there the week earlier on a robbery in that same place, same house? I was working at Grandy's Chicken with this guy. I never knew about any of this. I thought he was my friend. He gave me a ride a few times home. You know, every time I'd go to get off, he asked me. You know, he was older than me, big old muscle-bound dude, you know, and never tried to take advantage of me. And then they came at me the wrong way. So I thought I had me, a big homie. That's what I thought. Turns out I was a big fucking idiot is what it was. So they made it look like they got robbed, and they took us for every fucking thing. For the next year, we was moving from apartment complex to apartment complex, pay 1 month's rent, take 2 months to get evicted, save up another 1 month's rent, move to another place, stay there 2 months, 1 month paid for, 1 month I'm waiting on the eviction. Life went on like that for me. I'm out here conning people, robbing people. Now I'm the motherfucking, person doing. In and out of work release. There was times that we stayed in an apartment, didn't have no furniture for over a year. I'd come home on my little passes from work release every day for an hour or two to visit with my wife in our apartment. We sleeping on the floor. She sleeps on the floor. We're over there playing dominoes on the floor. I mean, nothing. Didn't have shit going for me. I can manage to scrape a little change together to go to the liquor store when I'm on a weekend pass and be home family time from the work release facility, to go to the liquor store and get me a Old English or a St. Ides and a motherfucking gin and juice, and those were back in the days when everybody was drinking them 40s. So I went through all that bullshit. Then I'm hanging around with the wrong crew and find myself on the gang file. So when I get pulled over by the police, I got to go through all these extra changes because I'm on the gang list. Even though I wasn't a gang member, I just had friends that were. Every time I go get sentenced for a case, I get more time because of that. It took me forever to get off the gang file. I go through this struggle every day. At night, I can't sleep. I'm tossing and turning. What can I do tomorrow to come up with the rest of the electricity money so they don't cut it off? Visiting pawn shops, going to these payday type loan places, check advance places, whatever. Anything I can do to come up with the next day's money. Just living from one day to the next, every day. Finally I conned a guy, got a lot of money, bought some guns, and I ended up getting in more trouble because I'm thinking about them dudes that rob me every day. I'm not going to be no victim again. I'm going to do what the fuck I got to do. In and out, not no bread. I remember one time I went to work at a labor ready place. When I go to work at this place, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I go down there with my car. I'm standing in line with dudes that smell like they ain't took a shower in 3 motherfucking months. They got alcohol smell all over them, just coming through their pores. I mean, alcohol smell just coming through their pores, stinking. I'm standing in there like fucking cattle with these guys, waiting to get called. Hunter. I'm like, yeah. They said, here's the address. This is where you're going. You got a car? I said, yeah. They said, take those 2 guys with you. I take these 2 dudes with me. We get going down there. One of them is a real skinny, older black dude. The other one is he's a Mexican dude, but he's more my age. Both of them go with me down there. We get down into the thing, and we're unloading bags of coffee beans because the forklift broke that day. So we're dragging them out manually. I think they were like 50, and some of them are 75-pound bags. And them fucking things were so heavy. And I had not had breakfast that day. I was a real skinny motherfucker. I wasn't this fat son of a bitch you see today. Long story short, on that subject, man, we get motherfucking, I'm shaking about 3 hours into this. I mean, I'm shaking because I haven't had nothing. I'm trying to drink water, to have something on my stomach. Finally, this older guy, the older black gentleman, he says, man, I cannot do it, man. And he looked like he was about to cry. He said, I'll just start walking back. I said, no, man, don't walk back. Just hang out there by my car. You can just ride with me. We're almost done. He goes outside. If you walk away from a job or quit a job, you cannot come back and work for that temporary service again. That's the fucked up shit. It's that slave labor shit. We get done, and I go find the guy that's supposed to give us our time cards, and he already knew the other guy quit. So he said, hey, you guys did a real good job. You got done really fast. I'm like, thank you. I said, well, listen, we got done real good. This guy was just a supervisor. He wasn't nobody big. He was just signing cards, whatever. I said, look, man, we got done early like you said. that old man, he can only do so much, but he helped us out most of the way. I said, you can't sign his card for him and help him out? And he asked the other guy that was with me, he said, do you feel the same way? And he goes, yeah. So he signed it. I take it out to the guy and I give it to him. I said, here, man. The dude don't thank me, don't say shit. He just gets in my car, the old guy, and we're all going back. When we get back to the temporary service, the Mexican guy gets out of my car, walks in. I'm getting out. The older black guy stops me. He said, hey, man. And with a tear in his motherfucking face, coming down his face, he said, I ain't never had nobody do nothing like that for me, man. He said, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Because now he wasn't out of a job. He still got his pay. And, man, it almost made me want to cry because I knew that pain. I know that fucking pain. I done lived it forever. I ain't never had nobody step up for me. That's why I do what I do. That's why I'm doing these videos. That's part of the reason I'm doing the book. The other part is the money, yes. But the fact is, I'm going to teach somebody that thinks that there's no way out that there is. So back to the story. I get a man a hug and we walk inside, man, and I go stand in line like a motherfucking bitch waiting for this paycheck. 4 hours, labor. I got $18 and some fucking change. You know, I didn't even get a $20 bill because by the time they took out my taxes and my child support, that's what I got. Okay? I vowed I would never do that again. I'd rather be sitting in the motherfucking penitentiary for robbing somebody and living that life than ever go through that and let somebody take advantage of me again. I took that $18, instead of going and getting bread and milk, I went back and got everything I had and I put it in the goddamn pawn shop and I went and got me a sack and I went out on Broadway. That's what the fuck I did. With the police, the gangbangers standing around me, I'm out there doing what the fuck I can do. It cost me going in and out and in and out. I'm not going to let nobody take advantage of me no more. You don't know my history, don't know my story, look back at some videos. My daddy was the last man to get away with that. And I'm 285 pounds today, a motherfucking mad motherfucker when you piss me the fuck off. They know how to act, and I'll act a motherfucking fool. I'm not going to let nobody do me that way no more in life. That's what my goal was. Every day, I'm in your face before you can get the 2 words out of your fucking mouth. You know, I'm trying to get off in your fucking head, get off in your mouth like a fucking dentist. I don't give a fuck. Too much of that. That's what my mind frame was. Making sure everybody respect me so I don't have to worry about them sneaking up on me. I was wrong. I made a lot of fucked up mistakes. It wasn't always easy. You know, I had to take some ass whoopings. I done been busted in the head a few times. I done had to go there. I done been shot at, stabbed. I done been through it. You know, and the reality of it is that I've had that struggle. I've been all the way to the bottom. I worked at these labor raid places forever before, in and out. You know, every time I get out, I had to go back to them, even though I said I would never do it again. I ended up going back to some of them. They paid better. I tried to use that as my reasoning for doing it. Life went on like that. I lost my other marriage after 7-8 years. Go through another one for 13 years. And on the one for 13 years, I started figuring things out a little bit. I started getting myself together. You know, but I've been to the very fucking bottom, not knowing what I was going to eat the next day. I done went to the goddamn store and bought liquid laundry detergent. Brought it to the house, poured it in my bottle, filled it back up with water, took it back to get that $3 back. That $3 meant everything to me. You know, asking for extensions on the motherfucker. I was on the goddamn payment plan with the electricity company and the water company for so long. You know, for my whole young life, I never paid none of those bills on time. Always fighting an extension. You know, getting my electric bill re-extended. I even learned how to turn on the electric myself, how to pull the meters out, pull the plastic covers off and slap them back in, how to take the locks off, how to turn on the gas, how to take the lock out of the pipe and disable the meter so I could get the gas. I know all them skills. Turn on my own cable. I did so good at it that I could climb the pole, and I even had the tags and everything and turn the cable on. Now it's digital, you know. I learned all of that from being in poverty and being completely poor. going to McDonald's was a big deal. It was like going to a fucking restaurant, because there was so many times I couldn't go. Me and one of my ex-wives, we'd go to Red Lobster on New Year's or Christmas Day, like it was a big holiday, like it was the most expensive place in the world to eat. That's my pass from my way station up here. I'm coming in. So all I can say is that you cannot tell me about the struggle that I don't know. I'm not telling you about something that I don't know nothing about, that I haven't experienced. Today, you look up Earl Cadillac Hunter on Google. You see, it says I'm a jeweler and I'm a celebrity. I was a con artist. I knew how to take that, when I was putting gold teeth in guys' mouth, I knew how to make myself, over-advertise myself. To make myself, I was all about business. It was about finding a way to get myself paid without having to do something bad to somebody, because I got a conscience. Every time I have to do something to somebody, I remember what that felt like when it was done to me. I know what it felt like. And I know how I was victimizing these people, but I was just trying to make it. In my mind, I'm saying, well, they're safe. I'm not going to do nothing to them. I'm not going to kill nobody. But one day, what if somebody would have shot at me? What if somebody would have done something bad? I would have had to shoot back. I've been blessed that didn't happen. What I'm saying to you is, nobody gave me help. Nobody said, hey, Earl, why don't you come here and try this? Hey, man, let me show you another way. I've been where you are. Because most of the motherfuckers that did want to say something to me positive ain't never been in my shoes. They were telling me the stuff, they were telling me to do the things that they did. They had silver spoons in their mouth. I can't do that stuff you did. You know, and they were like, oh, yeah, I guess that's right. I understand. Well, I hope things work out for you. I don't want to hear that conversation from a motherfucker that has not been there, that cannot show me the end of the rope to grab a hold of to get to the top. You want to be halfway up the middle and say, hey, you got to come up here. Well, where's the fucking bottom of the rope? You know, I've been, now I have this truck driving. It wasn't even the gold teeth. Gold teeth made me a lot of money. I mean, it was crazy. I made a lot of money. One day I made $7,000. I was in the Wichita Eagle. I was in the newspaper in Ohio. A couple other ones. The Wichita Eagle, I made the front page of. The whole front story was about me. I bought every newspaper there was. In the newspaper machines, when the shit came out, I couldn't believe it. A couple magazines. All I can say is that I done been to the very bottom, and I may go back. But I'm going to keep striving and pushing hard every fucking day. I drive 3,500 miles a week, sometimes 4,000 miles a week. My back fucking kills me, you know, from all of the physical things that have happened to me over my life. What I can say to you today is that it can be done. I know how to do it. I know what works for me. And all I can do is try to give you that information and hope that, you know, you are, I don't get nothing out of it. There's no benefit. There's no benefit to me for telling you. So I'm not getting anything out of this, other than the fact that, you know, maybe somebody just like me is watching it on the other side. You know, I got a friend that I met here not too long ago. He's in the penitentiary in Texas. He was locked up with me as a kid when we were 11 and 12. He's still fighting that battle. He's still going through those issues. He's still, you know, dealing with all of his issues and trying to survive every day. You know, he's got his wife out there. She's trying to struggle. She's trying to do what she's got to do. And then I run into guys trying to break into the hood, as I would say. You're trying to break into poverty because you think it's cool, because you're listening to what some rapper did. You know, he may have came from that life. He's not living that life no more. Now you trying to get into hell. You trying to get the key to get into the gates of hell, and we trying to get the fuck out, and we stumbling over you on the way out. Get the fuck out the way, you know? I don't understand that. Live your life, because you do not want none of that. Because you fuck around and go around there too much and find your ass trapped over there and can't get back. Because you done something wrong, hung out with the wrong group of people, and then got yourself incarcerated. Now, you sitting on a level 3 yard, level 4 yard, and somebody's telling you what to do. Oh, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do, whatever. The numbers is what works in there, homeboy. That's the truth. The numbers. I would love to tell you that I was a bad motherfucker when I was locked up. No, I was another motherfucking number, another idiot standing in line. I hang around nothing but blacks and Mexicans when I'm out here because that's where I grew up. That's how I grew up on the border of Texas, Laredo, Brownsville, the Rio Grande Valley. I've been around motherfuckers from Houston and Dallas and San Antonio, and you know, my wife is black. I done raised 2 or 3 sets of kids are black. That's my life. I lived in the hood all my life. Look at my cars on my channel here. That's me. You don't see me walking around with my pants sagging and doing that shit that I don't agree with some of you white dudes walking around talking that, oh, what's up, my nigga? Man, yeah, I don't believe in that. That's not my word. I'm disrespectful if I talk like that, because the reality of it is I haven't earned the right to talk like that. Well, they say, well, some people say, well, they talk like that to each other. Well, when you've done went through some slavery and you done been through the fucking struggles and they've been done, then do it. Would you like it if you were standing up with some of your white homeboys and a motherfucking black dude that you don't know walked up or don't know that well, and he said, hey, what's up, cracker? Okay, there's some things that you're just not supposed to fucking do. It's called, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. If anything else, just fucking common courtesy, man. Just being fucking courteous. I go out of my way every day to show it to people so I don't have to get into no problems. So what I'm saying is that I want you to hear my struggle and what I went through and how hard it was. This went on for years. There were times I went home and cried and thought I was never going to get the fuck out of it. There's no way in the world this is going to, I'm stuck here for life. So my point that I'm making is my book will be coming out soon. Long time of incarceration, struggles, fucking unbelievable stories that I done had to go through, paperwork. You know, my buddy, his name is Cameron, sitting up here in the Garza unit in Texas. Those type of people can validate and say, yeah, I can say one thing. I can't say about any of that other shit, but I can say he was here at this time. And I'm pulling these people together. This goes from my book. And the reality, because I know I'm going to be questioned about, you know, my authenticity and what I'm saying. I got paperwork. You know, I got some of the same paperwork you show on a level 3 or level 4 yard when you show the fuck up. I'm telling you right now, and it's not even so much about that. It's about where if you don't make some different decisions today, you will find yourself there, and you may not be strong enough to get out. It's the crab in the bucket effect. I was lucky that when I reached for the top of the bucket this one time and pulled, them other crabs was looking in a different direction, and I got the fuck out. Okay? You got to keep jumping and jumping until you can get the edge of that bucket and pull yourself out. That's just what you're going to have to do. Now, don't get in the fucking bucket is what I'm suggesting to you. Do not get in that bucket. You don't have to worry about taking a gamble on getting back out. You know, so this is my video today. That's all I really got to say. Have a great day, man.